Hey, my name's Katie. I feed my family on a grocery budget of just $400 a month. Even though our grocery budget is really low, I try and feed our family really healthy, and we eat mostly whole foods. On my channel, I share a lot of the meals and recipes that I make every week along with grocery hauls. This week I have a meal plan and plan on spending just $60. I'm about to send my husband to the grocery store with a grocery list that I have created. He's going to be going to our local market where we get really good deals on produce, and also he'll be going to Aldi. There's also a few items that I'm going to be pulling out of my refrigerator and pantry that we already have, just to make sure that I don't have any food waste. But I'm able to keep our grocery budget so low because I do plan my meals around sales and what I already have on hand every week. We also eat a little bit differently than most people. We generally eat the same thing for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the whole week, and that just saves on planning. I'm able to buy in bulk, and I am really able to create really low cost meals. I also batch prep all of these meals, so I'm only cooking once a week. Not only does that save me time, but it also saves electricity. So this week we are going to be having avocado toast for breakfast. For lunch, I'm going to be making a cold pasta salad with a lot of veggies in it. And for dinner, I'm going to be making homemade refried bean burritos with a mango salsa. For snacks, we're going to be eating a lot of fresh fruit and peanut butter for some extra calories. My family consists of myself, my husband, 2 teenage daughters, and then our baby, who is just now starting to eat food. So they're not really eating a lot, but I am breastfeeding and they're starting to eat some things. So my husband's gonna film some while he's at the grocery store, and then I will show you how I meal prep all of our recipes for the week. First, I'm going to be making the refried beans, and I am going to be using a slow cooker refried bean recipe. I'm going to link all of the recipes that I used today down below. I am doubling this recipe, and also for this recipe, you do not have to pre-soak your beans. You can just put the dry beans directly into the pot. The beans are going to cook on high for 8 to 10 hours, so I'm just going to cook these overnight. First, I'm going to add 2 diced onions to the beans. 4 cloves of minced garlic. 1 jalapeno pepper which is optional if you prefer for your beans to be very mild. Two teaspoons of cumin, 2 teaspoons of chili powder, 2 teaspoons of salt, and a little bit of black pepper. When I doubled the recipe, it called for more water than the crock pot could hold, but I just filled it up all the way to the top and it ended up being the perfect amount. I just let that cook on high overnight, and in the morning I used a potato masher to mash up all the beans to make a nice bean paste. My kitchen is currently being renovated, so we decided to go to the park right down the street the next morning to go ahead and meal prep the rest of these meals. Plus, someone is so much happier spending their time outside. These are all the ingredients that I'm going to be using for the mango salsa. First, I am just going to chop up this jalapeno. So eating the same meals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every week not only is a way that we save a lot of money, but it also just works out really well for our family because we are a family of neurodivergent people. I briefly mentioned this in a previous video, and I've actually had a lot of you guys reach out and comment about how eating the same thing all week is helpful for you being a neurodivergent person. And I didn't realize that that would resonate with so many people. So I've been thinking about doing a video discussing this topic a little more in depth. Let me know in the comments below if you would find this video interesting. And if anyone in your family is neurodivergent, be that ADHD, autism, executive functioning, sensory processing, let me know what challenges you guys have as far as meal planning, prepping, eating, anything along those lines. I would love to discuss that more. Okay, now back to the mango salsa. I am going to dice up 6 mangoes. It's easiest if you just dice them in the skin and then just pop them out with your fingers into the bowl. And then I'm just going to add some cilantro, which is optional. My husband actually thinks cilantro tastes like soap, but he handles it because everybody else likes cilantro. And then I ended up using just 3 limes. And then also some salt. The lime and the salt will help to keep the mango salsa fresh for many days in the refrigerator. And then here it is all done. I think it is so pretty and colorful. And then we're just gonna make some refried bean burritos. I'm at the park right now, so I don't have access to an oven. What I would usually do is, after I wrap this up, is pop it in the oven and bake it for a little while so it can get a little crispy. And then just add the mango salsa on top. If you eat cheese, you can also maybe put some cheese in it when you bake it, or maybe add some sour cream to the top. We are fine just eating it like this though.
Yeah, look at that grass.
And then our baby got hungry, so my husband is taking over and is going to make some avocado toast, which is what we're going to be eating for breakfast, which this ended up being our breakfast this morning. And we also added a little bit of diced red onion and then everything bagel seasoning. After nursing, we've started to give our babies some real food, and right now a favorite is definitely some mashed avocado.
Help myself.
Next, I'm just going to make the pasta salad. I did pre-cook these pasta noodles and I got 6 at the store, but for this recipe, I'm just making half of it right now. So we try to eat plant-based, but my husband got the wrong Italian dressing, so this actually has milk and egg in it, which we try to avoid. Aldi does have some Italian dressing that is vegan, but we are on a budget, so we're gonna go ahead and eat this anyway so that we don't waste any food. Both the red onion and the cucumber are leftover foods that I didn't have to buy this week, and I'm just adding them to the meals so that they don't go to waste. And then I'm just going to dice up these grape tomatoes. Sometimes grape tomatoes are actually really expensive. You can just use regular tomatoes if the grape tomatoes are not on sale the week that you decide to make this. I used about 3/4 of the bottle of Italian dressing, and I saved a little bit extra to add like a tablespoon or 2 to the fresh pasta every day when we eat it, just to make it a little more creamy because the sauce will soak into the pasta noodles. I like to eat this with some crunched up saltine crackers over the top. You pooping? Poop face. Poop face.